look in the alcoves.
Hey, tittle, tittle, the cat and the fiddle.
Good to see you.
Have you seen the Scoia'tael?
Kill my way across it. I actually remember hearing there's a play about guys having a fist fight across Ireland or something.
Here, taking a bath.
You must throw off your language before you venture beyond the bounds of cognition.
Hoity-toity art.
Color is but the shadow of deliberations on the nature of existence. It is irrelevant.
This is different. Let's go. Your boards, as you've made no efforts to understand. It's a
Big
metaphor.
men.
Power and metaphor. What else would they think of? If they can't agree, they want to cut the line. And you, constant struggle.
No interaction? No interaction. That's fine.
Look at the mage. I believe he's casting spells.
Yeah, we'll see.
I will take part in all these.
Ah, how beautiful. The dolphins. That is no ordinary illusion. The man is a true artist.
Impressive.
Fair chance we're gonna have to fight him.
Go on, Geralt, be bold. Show us the artist in you. The paintballs, cast them at the canvas.
And behold your emotions. Good folk, yet another soul longing to express its creative side.
Well, you are not at all.
Silence. The artist must focus. Should you tire of these hues, drop them in the pail and grab a different array.
Okay, how do I throw him?
She ought to be in one of the alcoves.
Here we go.
It's not a landscape, you pleb. It's a manifestation of the man's soul.
Fiddly as hell.
Quite the noble color. Splendid.
Purple was seen as the color of monarchy within the Roman Empire. Born in the purple, that phrase is tied in with that.
Should you tire of these hues, drop them in the pail and grab a different color. That green, lush and verdant as a field of vines.
Looks like radioactive or mutagenic green.
Gods, scarlet, crimson oxblood. Nice lips, full sensually parted lips. The composition takes shape.
Yes, it's sure to be a masterpiece.
Yellow. Why ever yellow?
It's obvious. It represents transgression in its purest form.
Here.
Voila! Fine. Now, allow me a moment to ponder. My appraisal? The painting depicts spiritual dualism. The continual battle between good and evil. And defiance.
Oh yes, that's him all right. Good versus evil. The dualistic nature of man.
And defiance.
Really, I started making trying to make an apple and a sun.
Must be someone famous, I tell you. Such talent. Exceptionally true. Would I ever love to meet him? It's a shame he didn't come at me.
Need I remind you that neither did you? The great one.
Absinthe, the preferred hooch of artists.
Careful, it packs a pretty powerful punch.
It,
Built up a pretty powerful resistance.
not really. Absence was meant to have wormwood, cause hallucinations, aiding in artistic ability. That's what I remember hearing. A friend of mine had it a while back. Did not hallucinate. I think its hallucinogenic ability was overstated greatly. I think I remember seeing someone else say that if you were to actually drink enough absence to hallucinate, then you'd probably die of alcohol poisoning first.
Look, lanterns. They say releasing them brings good luck.
We could do with some luck.
Let's give it a try.
Never suspected you believed in such things.
All the luck is mine. No one else shall have any luck. All mine.
Aren't they even? Because the right cuff seems somewhat tired to me.
It's fine. Relax. Master Hugo is a generous patron and a truly wonderful man. It was thanks to him I had that exhibition in the palace gardens.
You understand? There are a great many highly qualified candidates.
Then I shall have to convince your ample generosity not to be best invested in me.
And how do you aim to do that?
I shall arrange a private preference after the swarm.
My dear, I sense you've a knack for persuasion.
Doesn't look to be her.
But are you sure it's an original?
My employer swears it. Besides, have you not heard the news?
Have I not heard? It's on everyone's lips. 4 duets in one night. The theft of the century. And here you are, offering one to me.
Not interested, sir. I'm sure someone else.
Right, fine. You can't think I'd let such an opportunity pass. How much?
Slow down! You have declared your intent. Now I will convey this to my client. We shall get back to him. Please await word.
Clearly they stored, but anyway. Okay, this might... I guess this is the room.
Do not disturb! Shoo! Shoo!
It's artistic,
The
don't
right
worry.
flower.
Of course it is! A Koviri orchid lends just the right contrast to her complexion.
Need to talk to your model. It'll only take a minute.
To me?
Lie still! You may speak, but for love's sake, do not move.
From what I can see of the portrait, it's abstract.
Wow. Impressive portrait.
Oh no, never mind.
I know the style, the stroke. This is Dorian Velez.
The gracious lady has heard of me?
I've heard Anna Henrietta herself wished you to paint her portrait once.
At one point, the palace chamberlain even wrote to me, but alas, ultimately refused my terms.
What was the matter?
When he learned I only ever paint nudes, he severed all contact. He said he would not dare offend her illustrious highness with such a proposition. I've always longed to paint her. Such a shame.
I think you may still get your chance.
Beautiful. But don't worry, the nip is artistic.
We came here to meet you, specifically.
To meet me? But why?
Cintrian noble you came here with. Wanted to ask you about him.
Cintrian noble. Ah! You must think I'm Cecilia.
Orchid confused me.
I told you not to move!
As she concluded her performance, Cecilia tossed the flower into the crowd. I caught it, but I did see the nobleman.
Really like to talk to him. What did he look like?
Like many here. Tall, dark, masked.
Know where he might be now?
He gave Cecilia a small gift, a heart-shaped box. Then they strolled off together towards the refreshment tables.
Excuse me, madame, monsieur, I cannot work like this. You must leave now. Naught is nearly as fun.
We should walk past the tables. Perhaps they're still there. Good to see you, Geralt.
Someone left their loot behind. Looks a little like dandelions.
This was scratched. Someone beat him with it once.
I'm sure she enjoys that.
Venture beyond the bounds of cognition.
Love letter penned on a napkin. Look,
Oh, my amour, my sunbeam flittering across the firmament of my life. Treacly refuse.
Or, oh my dearest love, oh ray of sunshine on the firmament of my life, I shall speak from my heart. For weeks I have been shooting stone glances in direction, hiding the hope I dare nurture deep within my bosom, and perhaps you feel for me even one iota of the affection I feel for you. I've waited long, gathering courage to confess my feelings for you. I would certainly be waiting. Still, I do not appear at tonight's soiree in the company of that womanizing, carousing, drivel, scribbling, pretentious pig named Alphonsus de Rissac. When I saw that emaciated turd falling over you, I immediately knew I had to act. Turned to my best weapon in my arsenal, the quill and the well-turned phrase, and began writing. Read this letter. Forgive me, it is written on a napkin, for nothing more appropriate at hand at the time. I almost want marvelous of all women. Do not believe a word he whispers in your ears. In your ear. He is as slippery as a viper and twice as venomous. Reject his advances and let me walk hand in hand with you, feed you grapes and with you radiate happiness to the heavens themselves. Forever yours, Fabian.
Color is but the shadow of deliberations on the nature of existence.
Hit of Vistek. Artists' way of numbing their existential pain.
I do not even wish to comment.
I can understand existential pain. Been for the last few months, I seem to have an existential crisis. Been struggling with the constant fear of my impending doom.
Empty heart-shaped box. Cecilia must have left it behind.
It looks like it held a flask of perfume. A gift from the Cintrian, I imagine.
Scent still hangs in the air. Let's follow it.
We must throw off the malice towards him. Friendship.
Need I remind you that neither did you?
True talent tastes like the great wine. The great wine.
Aren't they even? Because the right cuff seems somewhat higher to me.
It's fine.
There we go.
Relax.
Sorry, only artists in the Mandragora allowed.
Come, we must consider what to do.
I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
You must be mistaking me for someone else.
I served 15 years in the palace. Your Grace, I'd not mistake you for anyone.
Shh! Not so loud. We are here incognito, on state business.
Yes, Your Grace. How may I serve?
Tradition is paramount.
I hope we can count on your
That
discretion.
painting's odd.
Of course. I shall be silent as the grave.
Thankfully, this is not a fairy tale for a demon lord, or that would be quite literal. Spoilers. That painting seems familiar. Is it a place here that we can go to? Is it that inn on the bridge? Could be. No, I don't think so. It doesn't look right. So that might be a nod to somewhere else. Another game, maybe?
Looking for Cecilia Bellant. Seen her?
She's in her dressing room, where she went with a nobleman. They clearly were drawn to each other.
What did the man look like?
Tall, broad-shouldered, a black beard peeping out from under his mask, and he spoke with a foreign accent, a drawl of sorts.
Howdy, y'all.
That must be him. We must get to the dressing room, quickly.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll take you.
No, stay here. Anyone tries to flee, you stop them.
Understood.
Oh, that's handy.
Quickly, upstairs.
Having him there would certainly made things a lot easier. Let's get the right door.
That must be Cecilia.
Cut along the throat.
No pulse. We're too late.
He slit her throat. The brute.
Didn't go out the door. Guard would have noticed. Might still be somewhere here.
I'd see him without the glasses.
You must find him before he harms another. I shall alert Oriana. At once. She should bring her soirée to a close.
Shouldn't split up.
Geralt, I will be fine. Go after that rogue. I shall fetch help.
It could be symbolic. You know, silencing her.
Killed her, then went out on the balcony.
And she had a nice bust too. Mine. Not even the dead know peace from girl saluting.
Bloody handprint.
Or walking on him.
It's his. Tore down the door. Made a platform. Clever. Must be pretty strong, too.
Incredibly so.
Broke the flower pot when moving the door, then stepped in the soil.
They knocked the door though.
Made by soiled boots.
That door's locked, but the entrance to his place wasn't.
Must have climbed this ladder.
Oh, here it is.
Could still be here. Need to stay alert. Bloodstains.
Need to loot this place while I can and pin it on him.
Smashed mirror. Someone crashed into it hard, then sank to the floor.
As long as they didn't sink in and through the floor, that's good.
Links of a snapped chain. Jewel must have been on it. Precious stone. Bloody fingerprint on it. Thief came for this. Must have. Tiny chain links next to it. From a snapped necklace? Seems there was a struggle. Jewelry box. Lock's busted. Picked open, probably.
Went out that window then.
Sconce is bent. Smeared with blood. Someone try to grab it? Blood on the window frame. Someone climb out? Fall out? Empty inkwell. Knocked over, turned toward the room. Canvas is cut. Somebody took a knife to the painting, looks like.
Some random woman.
Hunting knife. Richly ornamented. Used during the fight, probably. Jewel was in the box, it seems. Centurion tried to steal it, but someone got in his way.
There's one thing left. I'll see if
They
get ever.
fought, struggled, that's clear. Ended with one of them flying out the window. Fall had to have killed them. Jewel's still here, though, so our Cintrian must have been the flyer.
So, this is the tracker. A witcher, yes?
Indeed, this is him. We found the body together. Then he set off in pursuit of the killer.
And ended up here, but I've only found evidence of a fight. Seems the Centurions killed his last. Finally failed this time. Shame it happened too late for Cecilia.
Poor girl. Always told her she chose her males badly. But I would never have suspected she could arrive with a murderer. I'll alert the staff. Have them see to her body at once. Meanwhile, We should sit. I will tell you everything, in full detail.
Can I finish looting the room?
I caught him red-handed, attempting to burgle, rifling through my possessions.
What did you do? Summon the guards?
There was no time. I feared he'd escape, refused to give him the chance. He stood with his back to me, so I attacked. He struck his head on a picture frame as we struggled. He was bleeding, dazed, and then he drew a knife. Everything happened very quickly then. I knocked the weapon out of his hand and pushed him hard. He
fell out of the window.
Just so.
Given that he was able to rip a door off its hinges, that's shockingly strong. He must have truly hit its head exceedingly hard to have his strength to hinder to the degree that she was able to knock it out of his hands. The knife out of his hands.
None too wise picking a fight with an armed robber.
Why? Because I'm a woman, in a frock rather than plate. I can take care of myself, I assure you. A hairpin might look like mere ornament, but plunged into an eye, it can be as effective as a blade.
The repartee there will be, yes, but it's still a hairpin. While true, no matter how big someone is, they can't strengthen their eyes. Got that from the Kingdom's Hearts manga. It's still a fucking hairpin. Meaning, it's got a lot inferior range to a weapon. You cannot parry with it, you cannot use it. And you're in a tight, restricting ball gown. You know, you're fighting a guy that can rip a door off a hinge, and you're handicapping yourself further. Plus, he's got a weapon. You know, weapons are a great equalizer. I remember seeing one site talking about Roman gladiators, claiming that Roman gladiators that fought animals were typically the ones that flunked, you know, their weapon skill classes. And yet they still typically won their fights. Thus was the advantage a weapon gave over an animal. So no, it's less because, well, actually it was like partially the frock comment, but it was less the not being in place, but more the it's tight and restricting. At least plate gives you protection. You know, the frock, no. The woman, obviously, there is, speaking on averages, is a disadvantage, but you know, there's ways of playing against, you know, working around that, I'm sure. And a hairpin is a good impromptu weapon. You can kill even with a pencil. But it shouldn't be your go-to weapon. So, admire her guts, but she's also an idiot. And it's missing a riposte there. You know, verbal riposte. Let me just make sure I am indeed recording. And it's just gone 4. The bins normally are collected sometime after 6, but they're apparently coming earlier. But they didn't stipulate when, just earlier. So I think I'll head out once we finish this.
Claim the man was trying to rob you when you walked into the room?
Yes. He stood over my dressing table, pouring through my jewelry.
Mm-hmm. After this is my guess. Picked it up while searching.
Why, that's the heart of Toussaint. Oriana, how did you ever come to have it?
I bought it, many years ago, from a young woman.
Jewel seems important. Why?
The heart is an heirloom. It belonged to my family for years. Then it disappeared. I didn't think we would ever recover it.
Seems someone is very determined to find it. The thief left his tool bag behind. Found this drawing inside it. Look.
The heart of Toussaint. Representation's pretty faithful. Cintrian must have been on a job. Got very clear instructions what to look for.
So it is not him we seek, but his employer. Is this the only evidence we found?
Also happened on the weapon he attacked Oriana with. Hunting knife. Used to skin game. Got an emblem on its hilt.
This crest is used by the Lords of Duntine. The present master of the castle is a passionate hunter. Our next lead, perhaps.
No, all I can think of is the hunter from the Disney's Tarzan.
Duntine. Remember the place. Abandoned ruin just a few years ago.
More recently, the family's last heir, Roderick, returned to his ancestral seat and restored the castle.
Know any more about this Roderick?
His grandfather was an advisor to Queen Ademarta. The family received those lands as a grant for his service. Roderick is quite the recluse. He avoids society, preferring the company of a small team of knights, though the latter term is imprecise, as they seem more akin to vandals with crests on their shields.
Oriana, everything we discussed here, hope you'll keep it to yourself. Counting on it, in fact. Word gets out he, failed in his attempt to steal the jewel. His employer could run. We need to proceed cautiously.
Discretion is in the interest of us all. I'll not ask what this is about, just as I expect not to be troubled about it again. By anyone.
Forgive me, Madam Oriana, but might I have a word?
You must excuse me a moment.
Oriana, any thoughts?
Few make me feel awkward, but in her presence, I sense anxiety, discomfort.
The drawing. It's on the same type of paper the victims' names were written on. Drawn with the same ink, too. Seems the work of our blackmailers.
Who were not only behind the beast's murders, but also stole the Son Real and sought to steal the heart of Toussaint.
Look, the wine, the jewel, both tied to you intrinsically. Coincidence? Not something I'm willing to believe. Worried about one thing. That somewhere at the end of this scheme, plan might call for an attempt on your life.
It could be something else altogether. My sister, Siana, might be among the schemers. She left court when we were children. My parents banished her from the duchy. I've not seen her since.
What did your sister do to get banished?
Siana was cursed.
Parents run afoul of some mage?
No. She was born at an inopportune moment. They said she was touched by the curse of the Black Sun. Geralt, is it true? Can an individual be evil because they were born during the wrong lunar phase?
Could be the case. Could also be because they were treated like lepers from birth. Isolated, prodded, ostracized. Couldn't have had it easy, Siana.
She was angry at the whole world. She felt inferior, felt pain, though she masked this with confidence, arrogance even. She could also be cruel at times. I recall one such situation. She persuaded Cedric the Coolbird that she could see the future in her dreams. We were children, and Cedric's brother was smitten with me. It was an innocent childhood crush. Siana knew of it. She told Cedric of a dream she had had, that he would die at the hands of his own brother. Cedric stole his father's sword and killed his brother. She destroyed 2 lives with a prank. Cedric mourns to this day. In the end, they forced her to leave the palace. A decade passed. More. I've missed her terribly since.
Think your sister might be involved? Why?
You see, I recall her always being rather possessive, throwing jealous fits if I had something she didn't.
Here, that's normal for sisters. Rivalry.
True. I suppose I gave as good as I got. There are times I miss that very much. The wine, its theft, was the first clue. That's very much like her. She always did enjoy stealing my toys. But I grew almost certain when I saw the heart of Toussaint. Siana received it from father as a gift. At a time when my parents thought of her as but an ill-behaved little girl. Someone wanted some of my wine. The same someone ordered our family jewels stolen. Or recovered. It's my sister. It must be.
A fallen princess satisfying whims, going after lost luxuries? Could be right.
Your mission has gained new import. You must go to Duntine, and if Siana is there, you must find her. No matter what she did, she is not to be harmed in any way, shape, or form. You must make sure of that.
I'll find her if she's there.
I hope you do. I very much wish to talk to her. Sister to sister.
Your Grace, Geralt, I'd like to introduce...
Regis! What a surprise! I had no idea you were in Beauclair.
They know each other?
My very dear friend, Detlaf van der Eretain, an arrival from Nazaire.
We are lending our combined resources to the Witcher's hunt.
Ah, yes. Splendid. But why are you here at Oriana's?
They came to pay me a surprise visit, so I invited Regis in for a glass of wine. We've known each other for...
Ha. She's a higher
ages,
vampire too.
Literally. Witcher, I hear you know Regis too. Even that you are friends.
Few I can rely on like I can on Regis. Kinda hoping he thinks the same of me.
Curious. It seems opposites really do attract.
Don't be fooled, dear. Geralt has many merits. He merely hides them from the world very diligently.
You said you're both aiding him with his contract. It involves the Beast of Beauclair, I suspect. Master Witcher, maybe you could satisfy my
Dramatic irony.
curiosity. What's it like going toe-to-toe with a monster, knowing you've only two options, to kill or be killed?
Despite what you might have heard, I don't lunge at every monster I see sword in hand. Talking gets the job done for some.
I wonder what a monster might have to say to you.
It might want to apologize.
My word. For what might a monster wish to apologize to a witcher?
For killing. Though at times there is no choice, when loved ones are at risk and require protection.
Same as humans. But then in that situation, they'll kill too.
You understand this. It must be why you and Regis are friends. If I understand you correctly, you would rather help a monster than kill it.
If possible, yeah. Or at least try.
Enough about the witcher trade for now. Regis mentioned you come from Nazaire. I spent time there as a child.
Fond memories?
It was wonderful. I was positively entranced by the land's fashions. Deep-cut dresses I found most fascinating.
I believe we're running short on wine. I should go to the cellar, bring another bottle.
Let me go. Wanna help, Regis? Know your wine a lot better than I know mine.
We shall return forthwith.
An exceptional conversation, don't you think? Vampires, a witcher,
And the Duchess of Toussaint? My.
Highly exceptional, Regis. Wanted to talk to you in private. You
for a
crazy
fight.
bringing Detloff here?
Geralt, allow me to explain.
No, let me explain. He's dangerous, and you were gonna watch him.
But that is precisely what I'm doing. Detlaf believes you'll succeed in your task, and he'll not need to kill anymore.
That is, not until he gets his hands on the men who kidnapped his Renner.
Oriana, she really your friend? Can she be trusted?
I met her years ago, before I met you, and before she settled in Beauclair. We'd not seen one another in... I can't begin to tell you in how long.
But I shall tell you all about her some other day.
Guessing it's no accident you two stopped by.
It would be quite some coincidence indeed. No, a dutiful little bird told us.
Mm-hmm. Now listen close. Managed to learn where the blackmailers are. They're based at Duntine Castle.
That's splendid news. If they are there, Renner must be there as well.
Duchess expects we'll find her long-lost sister there too. Thing is, she might be involved. Could be behind the blackmailing.
Do you mean to say your task now is to extract 2 women from the castle?
Mean to say we can't breathe a word of this to Dettlaff, who wants revenge above all else.
Geralt, you must trust me. I've got away with...
No, Regis. Can't risk it. Gotta keep Dettlaff here while I go to Duntine.
Alone?
Alone. That way I can make sure neither woman will come to any harm.
I hope you know what you're doing. Fine. I shall see to Dettlaff. Good luck, my friend.
Splendidly, Dettlaff. Ah, I'm grateful you brought back those memories. You're back. It took you long enough.
Contrary to what common folk believe, choosing a wine is not nearly as easy as it might seem. Especially a wine to be served to 2 exquisite ladies.
Regis, gallant as ever. I regret all the more that I shan't finish this second bottle with you. Duty calls.
Your Grace, always a pleasure.
I thank you for your help. It's been invaluable. Geralt, will you see me out?
Some of the girls looked off there. That's why I was turning.
You have exceptional friends. This Dettlaff, an intriguing man to say the least.
Everyone say, yeah, the Beast of Beauclair is certainly an interesting guy, ain't he?
Don't know him too well. He say much about himself?
Not much, but I've a good sense of the true nature of those I meet. I'd not survive a week at court otherwise.
So what's his?
Sensitive, sad. He carries within him the weight of a terrible tragedy. He is a good man, but lost, which is why he comes across as grim.
That's a pretty accurate take.
Didn't expect the evening to end like this.
Neither did I. But I have not drawn you out for a romantic stroll. I wish to make certain you know what you are to do.
Mm-hmm. Gotta go to Duntine.
I've decided my guardsmen will support you. You will meet them at Count de la Croix Mill. It stands along the Saône-Retour River, near the Cockatrice Inn. Captain de la Tour and his men will await you there at midnight. You shall storm the castle together.
The North must be a terribly barbaric land.
Dark secrets taint even a fairy tale that she
Right. Somewhere... Actually, him sliding around like that's just making me flashback to Lara Croft games and sliding down stuff. Okay, it's over here. Remember, the start of a mission or sliding down, but if you jump at the right time, you can reach this this is spoiler I saw. find it. You can reach a medipack hidden above, on some branches. Cintra's body is meant to be over here. I'm gonna go reopen that and see. Then I'm gonna go to just find it, then go to the shop. Okay, his parents the lower parts of the cliffs. Okay, I swore Grold had fallen from higher previously. And not even with cutscene powers. Winter sales after starting on games. Tons are on discount. Pretty good discounts too. Initially I was going to try and get all the Gwent cards, but Christ, there's way too goddamn many. I'm just happy to get through the game. I'm not sure if I'll actually be playing the Scoia'tael quest. I might leave that unfinished, but do everything else. Well, loosely everything else. But anyway, I'm just gonna go try and find the body. Then I'm gonna stop there and go deal with what I have to. In all likelihood, they probably won't come for hours, but I want to make sure it's done.
Hey!
Ah!
Wasn't a fair fight. Didn't stand a chance. Wasn't a fair fight. Didn't stand a chance.
While the cliffs are steep and you roll sides down them, for him to go so far from being pushed, to me would imply a fair deal of strength on the pusher's behalf. Which again fits in with the idea that she might just be human, but she was dropping hints like, "Oh, I've known I've known Regis for ages," and it's just, I don't know, made me think she's another higher vampire. Maybe one he didn't know, Regis didn't know personally before they came over. One he met later on, here, like Detlef. But anyway. So yeah, that's the Cintran's body. So, anyway, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll be back in a sec. Hello, folks, and welcome, and I'm back. Okay. Computer's whirring like a bastard. Okay, you can hear me, the game is muted. I'm indeed recording, 38, 39, 40, and you can see the screen. Good. No, I did not want to open that. Let's get into the game. Oh, it's good. Okay, you know what? Let us run back to this gate. And let's go to our manor. Our manor is Corvo Bianco. You know, with that line there about, you know, the consequences have effects long thereafter. Remember how, like, at the start of the game you have a choice of sending the guy off or letting him stay at the village? That never come to that. Even when the Nilfgaardians are moving out, they never notice him. I wonder if you kicked him out, what would happen? You know, what would be the result of that? Would you find them elsewhere later on?
My back aches something horrid.
No, I can stay. Wait. Swore I saw a lion's face on the statue there. Well, like on the leaf crotch covering. Thought I saw like a lion's face.
Bread adds a spring to your step. Wine adorns your head with thorns.
Uh-huh. That's some mutagenic wine.
I do not know how I will ever repay you, Witcher.
Don't expect to be paid. Hope you're feeling better, that's all.
Oh, yes, I feel my strength returning thanks chiefly to Barnabas Basil's care.
Horrible ordeal you endured. Glad I cut it short.
Yes, years of suffering. Do you know what was worse than the hunger? Watching my loved ones, my children grow old and die. All my family's long gone now. The last of my kin perished decades past. I fear I've nowhere to go.
This is a big house, big estate. You can can stay here.
Truly? I could never infringe so on your hospitality. Yet,
Yeah?
after all I've suffered, the years of starvation, I've but one dream. At last to prepare food that fortifies, nourishes, to delight in the tastes and smells of spices, to sit at one table with others and eat.
Don't see a problem if that's your dream. You could help Barnabas Basil in the kitchen. Eating his meals. You know he's not a culinary virtuoso.
Nothing could make me happier. Thank you.
No, thank you. House could use a woman's touch.
I've one other thing I'd like to tell you. Many years ago, my father assembled valuables for my dowry. I never wed, so they remained unclaimed. These baubles are no use to me now, but to you, well, perhaps let them be a token of my gratitude. If you wish to find them, you must go to my old home, to Trastamara. The dowry lies hidden in a barrel in the cellar. There are several barrels. You must give each a knock until you find the right one.
Do just that. Thanks.
Here, I just need to stop for a sec. Hey folks, I'm back. I'm not going to actually spend too much longer recording. I'm actually after getting quite tired after that break. Just suddenly the tiredness started hitting me. So sometimes I swear if I stay focused on the game, I'm fine. But if I start to stop and go do something else, then my body's like, oh shit, tired. So, yeah, I am recording.
I'd never expect someone with your past to feel drawn to the kitchen.
Do you fear I will cook in your home as I brewed as a white?
Counting on you having slightly better taste as a human.
Of that, you can be sure. I loved cooking, even as a child. My gran was a true master in the kitchen. Her spit-roasted oaks was famed throughout the land.
Thought you were a lady, owned an estate.
Do you mean to say a woman of my rank should have had a cook? You're right, of course. And I had the best of cooks. But I devised the dishes myself. They only prepared them.
It also makes her transformation into a white kind of fitting. Because the white is, you know, obsessively trying to cook meals and the like. They're obsessively brewing and whatnot. So it kind of fits.
You sure you don't feel lonely out here?
I cannot say yet. Too little time has passed since you freed me of my thrall. But somehow, for now at least, I do not feel drawn to the city, to others.
Visited others' homes as a white?
Yes, but ever at night, when all were asleep, I went in search of spoons.
Remember, you can always change your mind. Decide you've lived here long enough, just say the word.
I'd never wish to seem ungrateful.
And I'd never want you to stay against your will.
I remember people talking about, you know, being lonely and isolation. That your mind... I can't remember where I read this or heard it. But your mind tends to rewrite how you are as a coping way for isolation. Humans are social creatures, but being isolated long enough and the like, you end up having difficulties being around people again. It's just your mind, way your mind copes with the isolation. Sorry, I'm actually exceedingly tired. But yeah, apparently, when you do as a coping thing for the isolation, well, maybe not coping method, but actually, I'm remembering now. It was an episode of Deep Space Nine. SF Debris was reviewing it. It was when Chief O'Brien was like tortured via VR. Well, not VR, but he had memories inserted into his mind, completely fake memories, but he basically suffered 20 years in prison through these fake memories. And he was acting up and being odd. Because obviously he suffered 20 years in prison, and it was a horrible time in prison. And there was one remark out of the medical guy saying that he would think after the isolation he would want to be around people. And SFDB was saying psychologically he was making some remarks saying that your brain rewires itself, and I think I was presuming it's a coping mechanism to do with the isolation, like. Well, I can't remember his phrasing anymore, but it's a coping method to do for it, basically. And then when you get back to being around people and the like, it's difficult for you to get used to that all over again. So, anyway.
See you later.
Take care, Witcher. And remember, you always have warm food awaiting your return.
Oh. There's a room over here I never acknowledged previously.
Sir, we received a shipment of wine from the Belgard vineyard, I believe, with kind regards from Madame Matilda and Monsieur Leon. I had the barrels unloaded and stored in the cellar to the right of the entrance.
Thanks. Take a look when I have a moment.
Splendid. I was told to expect a subsequent delivery 5 days hence.
I was wondering if you had anything to say about the other one.
Thanks. Gotta get back to my business now. See you soon.
So, let's go have a look down here. Some white wolf. Like even the little like wolf crest on the sigil. The wolf crest on the label. Now Grolt's truly forever going to be remembered in
The White Wolf himself.
Toussaint. They've outright wine named after him. White Wolf. And, you know, wine is sacred here. So, he's going to be forever remembered here now. And presumably it's a good batch of wine.
White Wolf himself.
Indeed. Given how that's all, you know, barring that little bit of top, stone and like, but this being like, wood with a bit of stone base, kind of makes it look a little garish next to it.
The White Wolf himself.
It's a little of a garish attachment, but
The White Wolf himself.
that is funny. Guy just walks off like fuck it, fuck it, the bastard's back. He's just gonna loot everything. Wait, where did he go? Prophet Gabiota, King of the Universe. Old Toussaint constructs his monument. Do not stand idle, do not tarry. What should you do? Build. Love thy neighbour. Yet be thou not overmuch affectionate in thy love, for thy labour might take this for thy neighbour might take this wrongly. Most wisdom from the prophet. 65 tree. There was a guy there, right? Or am I so tired I'm seeing things? That is always a possibility. I am actually rather knackered right now. Just want to finish what I'm doing here. Oh, actually, that might be the person I saw.
You!
I don't think they're happy with me looting.
Sir, leave me be, please.
Help, help, I'm being repressed. Some of them surprised we didn't get a reference. You know, that. But who knows, maybe we got reference to some other Monty Python skit. That I just didn't notice, because I haven't really seen Monty Python. I've caught bits here and there, but not much. Just snippets. Anyway, I sincerely hope I'm going to leave this here. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed it, and I do hope you join me again soon. If there's anything you'd like to tell me, please let me know in the comment section below. But do keep in mind the backlog. It's presently what? It is presently the 22nd of December, 2019, 6:45 in the morning. The last bit not being too relevant, but it's the 22nd of December, 2019. This is going to be coming out maybe even around the same time in 2020. So, well, I haven't saved in ages, so I can't really say. Well, sorry, I haven't uploaded in ages, so I can't really say. But yeah, it won't be coming out for at least a year. So, feel free to tell me whatever, but do keep in mind that I will have gone on ahead of this point by the time this comes out. Presumably, hopefully, it won't be dragged out for too much longer. And the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt will come to a close, you know, long before this is released. But I'm not telling you not to tell me stuff, not to leave comments. Just keep that in mind, like if you're expecting it in the next episode or, you know, whatever, it's not going to happen. Certainly, there's none stopping me, say if there's something really interesting, secret-wise or whatnot, safe, that's what you tell me, from re-downloading the game just to see it. But it would have to be something rather interesting. I do want to play it a second time for that third ending, so there's none stopping me from, say, saving for then either. So, but I cannot comment as to when that will be. I want to go work on other stuff and the like, and Witcher 3 is after taking up over a year by itself, and so I'd want to definitely give you a break from it as well. So basically feel free to tell me stuff, just keep the backlog in mind, don't expect it in the next episode and the like. So let me just see how far these saves go back. Christ. I started this on the 29th of December 2017. I was 22 when I started this. I am now 24. Sweet Jiminy Cricket. How the time has passed. Friggin' hell. Anyway, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this, and I do hope you join me again soon. I mentioned I was re-downloading Path of Exile there. Path of Exile's next proper expansion hasn't come out yet. It's the Metamorph League. I'm just gonna poke my head in, take a look, and leave it at that. Probably won't do anything else. Just give it a little look what it's like and the like. So yeah, so you can expect that at some stage. You can expect that at some stage, though I don't know when. I have no idea where it will fall in the backlog. But anyway, till then, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed. I'm gonna go get some sleep. So, till then, love and peace, baby.